Okay, so we continue with the summary. Doing Melachah for the sake of Gentile. It is prohibited to do Melachah specifically for the sake of non-Jew or a Jew who knowingly reject the Torah and commandments. So as we said, this clip that we did, people went crazy. Baruch Hashem. So it's a simple halacha. It's like how ignorant you should be. Just ask the source. Actually, we provided the source in a commentary, in a description. Not everybody's so genius they can criticize people, but they are not smart enough to go to Google and see how can I see description to the video, even though we said the source in the description. Very interesting. Okay, so if for a non-Jew, right? So you're not allowed to invite them for a Yom Tov period, and same is this Jew that knowingly reject the Torah command. So what is a knowingly reject? So he's been going to the shul, and then he's going with this girlfriend, that girlfriend, and they're not so Jewish and stuff like that. So I mean, these clowns, and fortunately I know some of them. So you just do not invite them. Okay. Continue. This prohibition applies. So I mean, invite them to a Friday. So invite a Friday before, right? So right, if you like, it's another strategy. Just invite the Friday before. Say, please come, this and that. So I want to see you. And then he said, I cannot do that. Okay, he cannot do that, and so he cannot invite himself for the next week, basically. Okay. The prohibition applies to both biblical and rabbinical Melachah. Okay, that doesn't matter. So we don't do for them anything. Cooking specifically for the sake of Gentile employee is prohibited. So, but if you cook a little extra, and this Gentile is going to benefit, there is no problem whatsoever. Okay. This employee, because you don't cook, as we said, the specific dishes for employee, they would eat whatever you cooked for everybody else. Continue. Rabbinic restriction. The rabbis forbade even increasing the amount for the sake of Gentile. So increasing, like if you increase period, it's one thing, but if for the sake of Gentile, that's the problem. So that's why Shulchan Aruch says clearly, don't invite even for the first night. Like for the first night, for sure. Like let's say the holiday starts on I don't know, like Thursday, right? So it's Wednesday night, meaning Saturday and Thursday. For sure, you cook on Tuesday or Wednesday day. For sure, you're not going to cook like when are you going to cook? When it's time to cook. Of course, everything was cooked before, but we say don't do it. Okay, not allowed. Doesn't matter. Okay. The rabbis further forbade invited Gentile for a Yom Tov meal. Okay, so we said that. And these Jews that still decided whether they want to be Jews or not, it's also a problem. Okay, so we don't invite them. Okay, and sometimes what I noticed in my life, like some people need a shock, and you just explain to them the way it is. And that's what I explained to one person. He sent me a text message. What should we do in these times, in a time of war? Is it anything I can do? So I was like so enraged when I saw this message. So of course I did not reply, but I begged this person because of his situation to do this and that, like to start doing something. And he I have to do this. I have to make money. I have to support my mother. I have to support this, support that. All of this nonsense is in the world. But Shabbos, not so much. And kashrus only when it's convenient. You understand? So now when the war comes, when people start dying, oh, now this person, he's a big hero, so he wants to help the nation of Israel. So maybe maybe because of him, I said, look, and so that these people had to die, these poor people had to die for you to start taking Hashem seriously. So maybe they died because of you. I did not say it, but I'm ready to say it. You understand? So sometimes people need the shock. Right? They say, and I said a few times in my life, so I cannot invite you. Why? Because you're like that, and Shulchan Aruch said not to. Okay, so let them be a little uncomfortable. A little, right? Hashem is very uncomfortable, with these people. So let him be or her. So even though maybe they're not going to change, but at least they're not going to be so excited about these things every day, at least. So continue. Exceptions. If Gentiles enters one's home uninvited, one may serve him a meal, provided that one's entire meal has already been prepared. Okay. One may serve an uninvited Gentile all the foods that he had prepared for himself. If Gentile declines one's offer of a meal, one may not insist to serve him. Okay. So that's it's actually from the last time we learned. Right, so if this Gentile comes and he delivers some, I don't know, whatever this neighbor, he comes to borrow a screwdriver. Of course, I mean, all of my neighbors, they know on Shabbos, we have these garbage cans that we have to put on a curb, right? We have a pickup on Shabbos day. So usually after they pick up the garbage, everybody puts we have three cans, right? So I'm in my house, I'm responsible for that. Okay, doesn't matter, right? So so there are 3 cans, so we have to put it back. So I do not touch it because they are muktzah until the end of the Shabbos. Okay, no problem. They if somebody needs to move them in order to work, they can move. There is no problem. Right, but last few days, last few times, it was Shabbos and Sunday, so I did not touch them because they're muktzah for me until the end of the Sunday, and right. So, but I heard people say, when the neighbors say, no, it's holidays for them, so they do understand. Understand? So I mean, if they want to understand, if you're very firm is in your beliefs, so they would follow. Okay. These people would not come to me and say, well, why you can't on the outside? They would not come anyway, but at least they understand. Okay, so people came to your house for whatever reason, right? And so you invite them once, they say no. Usually it's proper to invite second time. So, but this time you don't invite second time because it's like you invited them. So first time is out of politeness, but do not insist. If you insist, it's like you now invite them. Before he invited himself, now you invite them. Absolutely forbidden. Point number 2. It is permitted to send cooked food to a home of Gentile. However, one may not cook anything except for this purpose, even in the same pot. Also, he should not carry the food through the public domain or commons. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there is a Gentile, nice neighbor of yours, and he's sick. A sick old person. There is his wife died, right? So there is no problem. So it's holiday for you. So you can ask somebody, and another person, give him a container, whatever, disposable something. So please bring to this neighbor. No problem. So because you did not intend to cook for him, but you actually given of your own food. There is no problem giving of your own food. Why? Because later on you can cook for yourself as much as you need to. Okay. So again, there is not allowed to carry for that person in a carmelis. Right? And not all of the eruvim, when people say eruv, actually legal eruv, that acceptable eruv. So right, in a place where I live, you know who is who, by who is carrying, who is not carrying. Unless there is, in some neighborhoods, they did like special neighborhood eruv for a shul and people for that congregation. So it's like local. So that would be like acceptable. But otherwise, to rely on the whole neighborhood eruv, you see who is who. Okay. Continue. It is permitted to increase the amount of food to a pot for the sake of Gentile employees. Right? However, the dispensation for this adding extra measure does not include items that require individual preparation, such as blintzes. So blintzes, we said, like a pancakes. Okay. So if it's the same amount and you keep in mind that you have this employees, these waiters, of course you're not going to eat and keep them hungry. That's absolutely not appropriate, right? Okay, not appropriate, and that's it. Okay, so you're allowed to increase without extra butter. So if you cook this chicken, so put few extra pieces, there is no problem. Continue. Further exceptions. In situation when one's refusal to serve food or extend an invitation to a Gentile may lead to animosity, it is permitted to add an extra measure in a pot which one cooks for himself and serve to a Gentile or invite him to a Yom Tov meal. So let's do it one more time, and I have actually little addition to our answer. So it says in situation, one's refusal to serve food extended to invitation to a Gentile may lead to animosity, as we said before, maybe these biological parents, right? It is permitted to add extra measure to pot which one cooks for himself and serve it to a Gentile or invite him on Yom Tov. So if you have no choice, as we said, you're allowed to invite them. So just about these biological parents and all of these people that you don't feel uncomfortable not to invite. So actually we published this movie not too long ago, and we discussed this movie. Tell me who your friends are, right? So meaning what? So the idea of the movie, just move away. That's it. So move away from these people, their parents. Even you forget about biological parents. If you're natural parents, you're a Jew and trying to do the teshuva, and you married, and these people. Some people are very noisy, right? And like parents, that they have to watch every step what you do. Your young family. What young family? I'm 35 years old. I'm 27. What young family? Just leave me alone. But mother is going to come and she is going to show your wife how to cook. You do not understand. In my days, and my grandmother, and I would never do this. Stop it. Just pick up your wife. Said, you know what, honey, we're moving. Where? Further away. From your parents, from my parents, there is no discrimination. So if they want to pay like top dollars to fly or drive, that's a different story. For example, this rabbi in the shul where I go, he has his children in all of the states, and for this sukkahs people, I do not understand. So I think if I understand correctly, maybe I'm mistaken, but the guy is in Colon, Chicago. So they drove from Chicago to New York. I think that he said 16 hours with 3 little kids. Like you normal, like have these little kids, tiny kids, even if he has minivan, like in this cage for 16 hours, like just stay home. Like I don't know. For me, you pay me $1 million, I would not do that. Like it's such a, I don't know. Maybe for $1 million I would do it, but not in the expense of the class. Okay, or something like it's crazy. So if you move away, parents not going to drive to you. Okay, that's it. So they're not going to take like flight. I don't know, like $300-400 and plus cab going back and forth. You have to rent car. You have to like all these things. So maybe they're going to leave you alone, or come maybe once a year. So that's perfect solution. Just move away. Okay, continue. Doing Melachah for animals. It is prohibited to do any Melachah specifically for the sake of animal. However, adding an extra measure for the sake of animal is permitted. Okay, so Melachah specifically not allowed for animals. Of course, you're obligated to feed your animals, but you're obligated to feed in by not doing Melachah. Okay. So in extra measures, it is allowed, but again, we said that food that is fitted for human consumption is not proper to give to animals. Or if it's leftovers, you're not going to eat them anyway. That's a different story.